Hey everybody, welcome to Fishhook. I'm Charles. Well, we had a little adventure with our deck boat this weekend. Sunday afternoon I cleaned it this week and I didn't get a chance to do the rest of the maintenance that I know better. And I didn't check out the trailer and the battery, the starting system, and don't you know that bit us. Sunday afternoon after church, it wouldn't turn over a lick. It spun, but I thought it was a fuel problem. Come to find out, I talked to my mechanic, who's my Evinrude guy, at Riverside Marine in Old Hickory, Tennessee. Very knowledgeable on Evinrudes, and the only ones that's ever touched my engine. And lo and behold, I go to find out I have an E-Tech 150, and this guy needs 1,000 cranking amps minimum, 180 RPM, to turn that engine to crank it up. I was turning it, but not enough. So this is an eye-opener for me after owning that boat for so many years. I never really had these problems, but now some of the main core parts have to be replaced. So this is one of the first videos and many to come on true maintenance, the needs and necessities to really check it out before you want a good, great season on the water. Do the boring stuff called maintenance and service, and learn the animal. Learn about your motor, the specifics about it, so that you're well prepared when you're on the water. So I went this morning thinking I could find everything in Wally World. Well, disappointed on this one. Although I buy a lot of batteries from Walmart, this time in group 24 is my size for starting. The largest marine cranking amps they have are 750. Not even near enough to spin that engine and to keep me from stalling on the water and having a tow bill. So big eye opener, and I now have to go straight to Deca and get a 1,000 marine coal cranking amps to spin that like a top and get a 3-year warranty on it. The other batteries are great there. They're Group 27 batteries. I use them for my trolling, and I have 3 of them on the deck boat, as you'll see in upcoming videos. And I have 2 trolling motors in the back and 1 future one in the front, and 3 batteries just for that. It's a 24-volt system, and those are 845 coal cranking amps each one, but they have a great reserve of 109 hours. So that's the story for today. So now I'm on the way to Deca, and you guys are welcome to come, and I want to show you the correct battery, and then I'll give you a video on taking out the batteries, just looking in a battery compartment. And to some of you, you're going to say, holy mackerel, how does this get in there? Oh yeah, I got everything in there, from a 3-bay battery charger to 2 trolling motors in the back left corner of the boat, and then the starting battery. So we can't fit a longer one. I wish we could. Well, we'll see you at Deca. Well, here we are at Deca Battery. We ended up here as I thought we would, and exchanged our battery for a properly sized battery as this Deca Marine Master 1,000 cold marine cranking amps, 800 cold. This is what the thing calls for, and unfortunately I lost a day of fishing because of that, but we'll be back on the water. Hey guys, welcome to Fishhook. And this is the final part of doing boat maintenance. It's a boring subject, but guess what? You want to be stranded on the lake? It's easy on the road, you can pull off on the shoulder, but I haven't seen a shoulder on a lake or in the ocean yet. So today, I'm going to talk about what happened to me this past Sunday. I wasn't done servicing. I have a 23-foot Hurricane deck boat with an Evinrude 150 E-Tech engine. It's been giving me spotless performance for 11 years since I've had it brand new. Well, lo and behold, I'm going to take my son-in-law out and my 2 grandsons, Colin and Luke, Sunday afternoon, and all I had a chance to this week was to wash it down inside, pressure clean it, and get it ready for the season, because we have a lot of videos coming up. Well, Like what happened to me happened to a million others. Turn the key, you hear the engine spin. I had to take the cover off because it was so well, so well insulated. And it's spinning the engine, and that's about all. Gave one little burp, like it tried to start, and I thought it was a fuel problem. I eventually got a hold of my boat mechanic, good friend of mine. It's the only guy that's worked on it, Riverside Marine in Old Hickory. And he said, your problem is you've got a weak battery. And I learned something in 11 years. I never paid enough attention to this. It needs 180 RPMs and 1,000 minimum cranking amps to spin this Evinrude. It's such a high-tech engine and extremely fuel efficient, and left me in the dust. So that battery is still good. I charged it, and later that night, guess what? Started my engine, but I don't take a chance. That one will be my bait battery. Will keep my live bait bucket going. So I'm going to have you come in a little closer. I'm going to show you the configuration in the boat. So not to be surprised, you're going to see these things when you buy a boat. So before you buy a boat, this is good to listen to a video like this. Be prepared. Make sure that you're able to do a lot of the everyday maintenance, or you're gonna take it in the shorts when you bring it in for every little thing. We have a Minn Kota 3 battery charger, which charges. I have another battery sitting over here underneath that seat right here, and that is for my front trolling motor outlet. So I have 36 volts that need to be charged up, and it comes all wired with this right here. I just plug it in once a month and my batteries stay charged. The problem with this is it doesn't charge this boy right here. This guy right here is my starting battery, and only the engine, the Evinrude E-Tech 150, has a built-in alternator, and it charges the battery when it's running. So unfortunately, I didn't put a charge on that, and I should have. But that was a good sign to tell me that this is the second battery I've had on since I owned the boat, and it's time to change it out. So as you can see, the connections are pretty clean. They're not bad, but we're now going to put dielectric grease on all my connections so as not to have oxidation or any kind of corrosion. So I'll show you how we tie up the wires so you don't confuse yourself when you take out a battery, that there's a lot of wires. It powers a lot of things in the boat. So let's get started. All right, let me explain. We have to have correct wrenches for this. I have a socket set right here, and here is my new battery, 1,000 cranking amps. Heavy little guy. And then we're going to coat everything with super lube, silicone, dielectric grease. You should have this in your house for your automobiles, anything, your lawnmower, anything that has a battery, all your rubber seals. It not only conducts electricity, but it will lubricate any rubber connection. So this is a must. I bought this at Granger. Wasn't much money at all. So we're going to get started now. Let's see. Perfect, ½ inch. Let me show you inside here. This is the negative terminal, and all the connections are black. So it's pretty hard not to confuse that. And this is your positive terminal. And in this case, there are 3 connections to it, and everything is red. So that's pretty easy to rehook up in the same way. You won't get confused. Red is positive, black is negative. Now we're going to proceed with loosening up the top terminals in the battery, on the battery. Nothing hard about it. The new battery comes with new nuts, so it always pays to put it on. has a little strap around it that holds the battery down. Make sure nothing's in the way when you do this, and all the other wires are out of the way, and you go to pick this boy up. Now you got to get all the wires pushed out of the way to make room for the new battery. Nothing hard about it, but these are the things you got to do. I know it's a boring subject talking about battery replacement and boat maintenance. Boring, I agree, but I'd rather be bored and not break down on the water and do this battery than find out I have to leave my engine running all day just because my battery can't hold a charge. That's not happening. So here we go, and we'll put the new one in here now. It comes with brand new nuts. This is a dual post battery, screw tops, which we're going to use, which really are more efficient. You can screw down and make a tighter connection. Highly unlikely they're going to come loose. And then you got your lead core tops if you want posts. But we're going to put this in. We're going to turn it around because negative was here, positive was here. And if you'll look on your battery, I know for some of you guys this is really elementary, but there's a lot that have never even touched the battery. There's your negative sign. There's your positive sign. Hook up your negative first, your positive last. Okay guys, now it's time. We've got the other battery out. Here's one strap. I'm just wedging it up here because it will fall behind and it's a pain to pick it up. This is the other strap. Got our wires. Let me get this one out of the way. All you're doing is just propping them out of the way so nothing falls underneath the battery. Then you got to have a little muscle power. This is your negative terminal, your positive. That's how they were before. And you bring it down and it goes in a little bit on an angle. Just guide it in. There you go. And there's a little holder in the bottom. So first things first, let's strap this guy up real quick, this battery, and we won't have a problem. Let's get him in place. All right. There you go. She's on, out of the way. Now we're going to proceed to hook up the negative terminal first. So as you can see, the 3 negative leads are all black. They're not coated red. Don't put this there. All right, we'll take a nut, stick it on here, and get this snugged up. That's good enough. And we should be good to go. Now we'll tighten this down. Let's tighten it as much as we can by hand. A common issue with all boats are your connections. The wires are put in a jam, they're tight, and it's very hard to move around. They have to have some flexibility, and I'm trying to give it as much slack as I can so that there's no tension. Otherwise, the connection will pull out, you lose power on the boat to a circuit or something goes wrong, and oh, it's just a stinking nightmare is what it is. So everything is on. Now we're gonna test the boat real quick and make sure we've got good power. And the engine starts. Here's our ignition switch, boat key. We're gonna see if we've got power to the engine. I guess so. We've got it. Ignition complete. All right, now the dirty part. If you don't want to use, you want to use a glove, I use my finger. I'm going to coat every terminal, every wired connection with this silicone grease. It's an anti-rust, it's an inhibitor, and this is what you want. Just coat it up real good. You can't put enough on. There's no such thing as too much. You'll thank yourself later when you don't break down. And it conducts electricity, which is beautiful. So it keeps the circuits powered. And that is what you want. All these connections. Just coat them up. This is the area that gets so corroded because of the water. It's in a little compartment that's subject to getting wet, high humidity. I'm not breaking down. That is a battery installation. This is the starter battery. The rating is 1,000 marine cranking amps, 800 cold cranking amps at 0 degrees. That's what you want. Well, guys, thanks for watching. A little maintenance goes a long way. I know it's a boring video, and I imagine some ladies are watching and are saying, what do I need to know this? The day might come you'll own a boat, and little insignificant things like one little crimped connection, a terminal that's loosely put on or comes apart like my crimp connection did, is the meaning between fishing, having a great day on the water, or sitting home and watching the boob tube. So I hope you thought this was interesting. This is really something that you have to know. Boat maintenance is easy. Just do the easy stuff. Changing the oil in the engine, the water pump every other year. I have it changed out. I don't change it. Could I learn to do it? Sure. Do I have the time? Absolutely not. So again, it was a pleasure to do this for you. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more exciting videos. They're not all going to be on maintenance, although that's going to be a regular on our show. Different aspects of maintenance, be it the trailer, the boat, the towing, your truck, making sure the weakest link will stop a freight train. So don't let that happen to you. We have great videos coming up. We have a catfish series coming up. We're in the process of doing that with a homegrown potato right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Getting worms instead of going to the store and buying them. Collecting your own worms. He's showing us how to do it, how to make stink bait, his version of it for catfish, with a tube, his version of a lure, and actually catching the catfish. So we've got that whole series in the making right now, and in about another week or two we'll be done with that and air that. So I think you're going to like this. Plus we've got a tremendous amount of on the water videos scheduled. The last 5-6 weeks, and probably the next week or so, I've been a little bit slow because my daughter had her 4th child, her 3rd boy, my middle girl Lauren that works with me, my son Barrett, and my grandson rather. I treat them like my own children, and kind of put me as a secretary role. She's my main girl in the office for our business. So I had to back up a little bit and take care of the home fire. So I hope you guys understand that. Things are going well. I will post some pictures of my newest addition. Thank you so much, and God bless you.